Wow, look at all the parts I depopulated from those little boards in just a few minutes. That was quick and easy. And look at the gold on some of them. Gold there, gold in there. Gold corner BGAs. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, hello scrappers, Mike here. Welcome back to my channel. I'd like to introduce you to a new weapon in my arsenal of ways to depopulate circuit boards to get all the gold and silver bearing goodies off of them so I can process them and recover the precious metals. So, you've seen that I do big boards generally in my kilns out back. I have a couple of big kilns. I can load them up with big, large circuit boards, heat them up above the temperature, solder melting, and all the components will fall off. Pretty easy. Not everybody has kilns though, so I can see how that's not too helpful for a lot of you people. But I have videos on how I do that. If you want to check that out, I'll put a link to one in the upper right. I have a modified George Foreman rotisserie that I use for depopulating small boards like RAM sticks. It does a really good job of getting the RAM IC chips off of RAM sticks. I can load it up with a bunch of RAM sticks and just set it and forget it, and it'll spin, and all of the little RAM IC chips and MLCCs and other stuff will fall off those boards into the tray in the bottom. Very convenient. And I'll put a link to the rotisserie depopulator in the upper right. If you want to check that out. But what about in between size boards? I've got a lot of these PC accessory cards and server accessory cards and cards like this, which I think came off of a CD-ROM drive or DVD drive. Um, They're too big to fit in the rotisserie depopulator, and it's very inconvenient to try and load a whole lot of small boards in the big kiln. So I needed something in between. So that's what I've got here. I've got a cheap toaster oven that I bought over at Goodwill. I paid a whole $6.95 for this thing. They let you test it before you leave with it, so you know it works. And it came with a bunch of stuff. I mean, it's got all of the racks in it. Came with some trays and some other stuff. For $6.95, it's a deal. And I've been using it a little bit I've been experimenting with using it for depopulating these medium-sized boards, and it works great. So I thought I'd show you how well this works. So we're going to depopulate these boards here. Got a little bit of a variety of them. These look like optical networking cards out of servers I've scrapped out. I've got a couple of these. I've got some nice gold corner BGA chips on them, which I love gold corner BGA chips. It's got a lot of flat pack chips on it. Good gold in both of those. Got a PC networking card here. Don't worry, I won't forget about getting the gold fingers off of these. Those fingers. Yes, I'll be saving those fingers too. And then that CD-ROM or DVD drive has got chips on both sides. We'll see if we can depopulate this too in the toaster oven. We'll see how long it takes and how well it goes. So I'm going to start with these two server optical networking cards. I'm just going to stick them in here right on the top shelf like so. I've got this arranged so that this top rack is as close to the upper heating elements as it can be, and I've got this other little aluminum thing that came with the oven. I don't even know what it is, to raise them up even higher so they get even closer to the heating elements. All right. I have this set to maximum. I have it set to broil, so only the top elements are going to come on, and they're going to heat up the cards. Most of the components on the cards are surface mount on the top. There's some MLCCs on the back, and it looks like maybe some tantalum capacitors. If they don't come off doing this, I can always flip them over and put them back in and cook them on that side. So we will give it a shot and see how it goes. So like I said, it's set to broil. It's set to high. I'm going to turn the timer on to about 30 minutes. I don't think it's going to take 30 minutes. I think it's going to be quite a bit quicker than that. So we'll just let this thing warm up because it's stone cold out here this morning. So it's going to warm up, and the radiant heat from those heating elements in the top is going to start heating up the surface mount components on top of those boards. and should melt the solder that's holding them in place, and should be able to just pull them out and have them fall off. We'll see. Let's let this run for a little while and see how it does. So this thing's had a couple of minutes to warm up. See the red glow from the heating elements up in there? Yeah, so we're dumping a lot of heat into these circuit boards. It's only been a few minutes, and I'm going to let them sit in there for a few more minutes, and then we'll see if stuff's ready to fall off of them yet, because they are heating up quick. I can actually feel the heat coming off this thing. I'm about a foot away from it with the camera, and it's quite warm. All right, it's been, I don't know, 7-8 minutes. It's certainly starting to smell like hot electronics in there. So let's pull one of the boards out and see if any of the parts are ready to fall off. Oh, look at that. Yes, they are. Quite a few of the parts are ready to fall off. And maybe the ones that aren't ready to fall off, well, I can maybe pull them off. I don't know. So we got quite a few parts off of it. I'm going to stick it back in there for another little bit because there's still some very small IC chips on there that have not come off yet. And then maybe I'll flip it over and do the other side and get all the stuff that didn't come off the other side. Let's see about this one. See what's ready to come off on it. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, same thing. Some of the small chips stayed. I'll just stick it back in for a little while longer. We'll see if we can get them to come off. But yeah, a lot of components here, including the gold corner BGAs, which are like my favorite things in the world. The black centers of these are like 1% gold by weight. You accumulate a lot of those, you can recover a lot of gold. I'll have to see what's under the heat sinks on these chips. I have no clue what they are. And we got lots of littler flat pack chips and MLCCs and tiny ICs and all sorts of components have come off. And it's just that easy. During the 7 or 8 minutes this has been in there, I've been off doing something else off camera. I love hands-off ways of depopulating boards, processing stuff, because it allows me to multitask. Okay? I've always got 2 or 3 different projects going on, and I can do this and I can do something else in the background. So we'll let these cook for a couple more minutes, see what else we can get off of them. Okay, it's been a couple more minutes. Let's see if we can get any more parts off these boards. If not, I am prepared to go a little bit medieval on them here. Yeah, they just needed a little bit of persuasion to come off. All right. Yeah. All right, so let me see. Yeah, these aren't coming off. Let me flip it over and stick it back in, and we'll see if we can get stuff on the other side to come off. Now about this right here, I bet we got the same thing. Yeah, there they go. Okay. Just needed a little bit of extra persuasion, and off they come. That's a gold band oscillator. I love gold band oscillators. All right, let me put this one back in, and we'll do the back side of it. So give it a few more minutes. Heat up. Okay, it's been a couple more minutes. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can just scrape all these little components off, the MLCCs, the tantalum capacitors, all that stuff comes right off. Let's see if the... Yeah, these optical transceivers are not coming off. How about the LEDs? Nah. We probably need a little more heat for through-hole parts. But we pretty much got the surface mount stuff depopulated. This process is definitely better for surface mount boards. If you got a lot of boards with surface mount components on them, this is the way to go. Not so much if you've got through-hole components. Yeah, through-hole components, they're a bit tougher to get off. But all that's left is a few through-hole components, the optical transceivers and some LEDs. That's it. Everything else is gone. So I will harvest them when I harvest the gold fingers too. I'll probably just run a torch over the back of it real quick and those parts will fall right off. All right, so let's put some of these other boards in and see how they do. Got this ancient PC networking card here, and got this CD-ROM or DVD-ROM drive card. We'll stick them in there, not on top of each other, and we'll let them heat up and see if we can depopulate them just as easily. Got acorns hitting the metal roof over my head here. That's what that noise is. It's very windy today and it's blowing acorns out of the trees. All right, it's been a few minutes. Let's see what parts are ready to come off of these boards. Oh my, yeah. Parts are just falling off before I can even get them out. Great. There's parts on the tray in there. I'll have to pull the tray out and clean it off at the end. Oh, look, parts on both sides of this thing came off. So this board's pretty clean except for the connector over here, which actually, yeah, that's going to come off too pretty much. All right. Excellent. Yeah, hey, there we go. Completely clean board. All right. Let's try this other one. What we got here. Oh, yeah. All the good stuff came off, that's for sure. Even some of the through-hole stuff's ready to come off. All the small stuff. Oh, yeah. All right. I should have taken the screws out that hold the back plate on. I'll bet everything would come off if I'd remembered to take those out. Get a few more MLCCs off of there. And then this board's pretty much good to go. MLCCs. All right. That's pretty good. So, this little thing works pretty well for depopulating medium-sized boards. Like I said, I paid $6.95 for it at the Goodwill store. I was able to test it, make sure it worked before I bought it. And, well, in just a few minutes this video ran, I've depopulated that many parts. So, you know, and like I said, I'm working on stuff in the background. May not seem that efficient to you guys with the air hammers, but, you know, I could do 2 or 3 other things while these boards depopulate. And that's a beautiful thing because I've got a lot of projects. So anyway, I'm going to go scrounge up some more boards to put in this thing while it's hot. And I'll get that working. But I think you guys have seen enough to see what's going on. Head to your local Goodwill, Salvation Army, thrift store, whatever. Get yourself a cheap, ooh, it's hot. Get yourself a cheap toaster oven and start depopulating your boards the easy way. All right, well, thanks for watching this video. If you found it all interesting, educational, informative, inspirational, whatever, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. And I will see you in the next video. Subscribe to see my next videos. See you then. Bye.